What's up guys, it's Will here, back again. Today, we're here to review the Hot Toys Artisan Edition Jack Sparrow. Now, this is the first Artisan Edition figure that I've seen in hand, and I'm wondering if it's going to live up to the massive hype and expectations. Today, we'll find that out. But we also need to determine if it surpasses the Hot Toys DX15 Jack Sparrow released 6 years ago. I have my speculative beliefs, but we'll put those to the test. But before we get started, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell down below so you're notified when content goes live here. That said, let's get into it. All right, guys, straight out of the box, here is the Hot Toys Artisan Jack Sparrow head sculpt. You can see on the bottom here, it has a nameplate Jack Sparrow on the container, and there is an acrylic container included that I've gone ahead and removed because, trust me, you're going to be able to see the head sculpt a hell of a lot easier just due to the way the light is shining on that acrylic container. But trust me, it is secured safely and soundly, and I gotta say, right off the bat, wow, this head sculpt is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I saw pictures, I saw videos, and I got concerned. But I can tell you in hand, this thing looks as good as I hoped it would. How many times have we done this? I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We overreact to blogger photos and initial videos, and then we finally get these things in hand and they meet the expectations that we set for them. They always look better in hand. I don't think this is a 10 out of 10 head sculpt right off the bat, but I do think it's pretty damn close. And do I think it's better than DX15? Well, you're going to have to stick around to find that out. But I will say, the real bandana, as you can see here, it's real fabric. It looks the part. It looks super nice. It's soft. It looks like a real bandana instead of a sculpted piece that really limits the immersion a bit. This is awesome, and I'm glad I got the artisan version for that added bit of realism. These are all real bits of hair that have been formed into dreadlocks. You can see on the back here, you have different braids and dreadlocks that really look super lifelike. You can see the beads in different color schemes, and of course the different colors of the dreadlocks themselves. You have a more red type color, a lighter brown, and different color schemes through and through on this head sculpt that really give it so much realism. Look at the braids here on the bottom. Dude, this is so cool. I am so over the moon with this. The DX15 also looked really good, but I do think the added realism for this one just takes it to that next level. Again, we're going to compare the two. We're going to look at both of them in a little bit of detail, but I just wanted to start off by showing you the head sculpt straight out of the box, and I gotta say, pretty impressed. So this is the Artisan Jack Sparrow head sculpt, stoic faceplate on the body, and guys, wow. I gotta say, I'm super impressed. I don't love the neck. The neck feels a bit long and the paint applications look a bit flat, reducing the realism for me personally. I still think if you push the head sculpt a bit forward on the neck, it helps conceal it and really makes things look pretty much fine. The dreadlocks you can adjust to your liking. You can throw them over the back of the shoulder. I have them running over the front of the shoulder because again, that's how it looked in the prototype images, but I think it looks awesome. You don't have a wire running along the sides of the coat, but on the bottoms here you do. On the back, bottoms, and everywhere on the front you do, so you can move the wires and adjust them to your liking, depending upon the pose that you're going for. The fabric bandana is awesome. I love the detail and the realism. This is a sculpted piece on top of the bandana here, but the bandana itself is fabric. You can adjust the eyes and move them around. I got them in the standard position that they were in straight out of the box, and I'm happy with it for now, although we will adjust them throughout this video. And now we've gone ahead and installed the smirking faceplate. And I gotta tell you guys, I love this faceplate. I love this version of the head sculpt even more than the other. I did adjust the eyes just a little bit to give him a little bit of personality, but man, do I love how this faceplate and head sculpt looks. That smirk is so Jack Sparrow. He's mischievous, he's very devious, he's up to no good half the time, he's conniving, and that's why I love the character. He's so much fun, and I think this head sculpt beautifully represents the likeness of Johnny Depp as the character and of course the personality of the character. Everything else, obviously exactly the same, body, proportions, everything. We just installed the faceplate, but man, this is awesome. All right guys, so this is our first look at the full Jack Sparrow figure. This is super cool. I went ahead and installed the sword in the sheath on the outfit. I just think it looks super cool and I didn't want to not have it on there. It's such an integral part of Jack's outfit that I really feel like it needed to be on there. But still, I like this stoic faceplate on the body. I think it has a lot of personality to it, but I think the smirking one we're going to look at in just a sec has a bit more, and that one is my preferred choice for that reason. But damn, does this look good? Tailoring, sculpt, all of it looks super cool. And looking at the smirking head sculpt, wow, that's the personality that I was looking for. I see Jack Sparrow in this head sculpt very closely. I don't think the likeness is a 10 out of 10, but man, is it good. The outfit, again, very well tailored. I love the wires in the bottom of the coat, which you can use to adjust the bottom of the coat to your liking to give him a more dynamic, flowy display, or make it a little bit more straight up and down like what you're seeing here. He is a pirate nonetheless, so he needs to have a little bit of flow and give and wear and tear to it. But man, this thing is so cool. I couldn't help myself, guys. I went ahead and took the jacket off of Jack here, and I did give him a little bit of a pose and personality here because I just wanted to give you a little bit of surprise. I normally throw these straight up and down poses in there just to give you a first look, but let's throw a little bit of excitement in there. Man, this figure is ripe with detail. When you take the jacket off, honestly, you see a lot more of it. So I kind of do like this jacket off look. I'm going to see what I like in my display, but man, this thing is super cool. So now we're looking at Jack's display base. On the very front here, you can see a Pirates of the Caribbean logo with a Jack Sparrow nameplate. Super cool. And you have a bunch of planks and crashing waves. You can see the paint applications are super cool. You have brown bits, you have sculpted rope, you have green moss paint application bits, and of course, broken planks through and through. You can actually install the pirate wheel right here, which we will do throughout this video, and I will show you that. But for now, I wanted to show you just the base, if you will, and show you just how cool it is. The paint applications look so lifelike, and I love these diorama bases. This does not actually take up too much space. With the pirate wheel on it, yeah, you're taking up a good bit of real estate, but I think with just this one, you can still display a really cool base, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can see there is a crotch grabber of sorts pole here that you can use. It's acrylic, it's clear with a black crotch grabber, and of course the base itself, again, you slide on the pirate wheel right there. Let's take a look at that pirate wheel because this base is so cool. Okay guys, so looking at the pirate wheel, this thing is awesome. Most importantly, it wheels. You can turn it. It rotates. It has a rotating axis. Super cool. The bottom of the base, it feels a little bit flimsy here, but I will say the paint applications are awesome. The way it plugs into the base is pretty stable, nothing super crazy or really dynamic, not magnetized or anything, but it does hold pretty securely. We'll see that more throughout the video, but for now, I just wanted to show you what this pirate wheel looks like. You have bits of grime in the paint application to make this pirate wheel look like it's been used. It's been through war and battle and journey and adventure and pirating, which is pretty cool. Pirates are not the cleanest of individuals, and I think that's pretty present in this pirate wheel here. I'm going to try to find a way to display Jack Sparrow with this pirate wheel in my display, but I gotta say, the detail, the realism, the paint applications, I love this. I think it feels legit, it looks legit. I love that Hot Toys spared no expense in terms of the paint applications and the overall detailing and weathering, so this looks really cool. I did not own the DX06, I do own the DX15, as you'll see, but overall this pirate wheel is pretty damn cool. I think this is gonna go on my base. I really like it. And here we have a 1/6 treasure chest. The coolest thing about this accessory is not the paint applications, although those are pretty great. It's that it opens, and inside you have actual treasure, booty, if you will. This is awesome. The mechanism is very steady and stable. Just open it and close it as such. And I think most people are going to leave this thing open. It's not nearly as compelling closed. I think this is one of those where, you know what, you might as well reveal all, show all. I think you're going to have a little bit better of a time if you do that. And here we have Jack Sparrow's hat. This appears to be a pleather piece to me. It moves, it flexes. It doesn't appear to be genuine leather to me, but if you know different, let me know in the comments below. I do think it's a really nice piece. There's a lot of detail and weathering to it. The paint applications are strong. This one is going to be put in a pose on Jack Sparrow's head throughout this video, so stay tuned for that. But overall, I think it's a cool hat. I'll probably go with the bandana in my display, but we'll try some poses with this thing on for sure. Here we have a 1/6 scale lantern. There is a portion underneath with a screwdriver that they actually include to access this piece under here. You can install button cell batteries, which are actually included, and you can light up this lantern. I promise you, they will not be very bright. Those button cell batteries do not last very long. They're not all that powerful, so I'm always disappointed with the output. It's a nice addition to have this light up, but if you're going to do that, I would really like to see real batteries if at all possible, or some sort of USB light up function. That would be cool as well. But we have button cell batteries once again, unfortunately. I just wish the technology were a little bit more advanced. But cool paint applications. You got some grime and some transparent aspects on the front and each side as well. I like it. It's good. It could be better. So here we have Jack Sparrow's dagger. It's currently in the scabbard, but you can remove it. It is not a die-cast piece. It's plastic, so it flexes, it moves. The detail on it is pretty good. The pommel and the paint application overall is solid. However, it is not a die-cast piece, unfortunately. So the sword on the DX15 was actually die-cast. The dagger, I don't actually recall if that one was, but I know this one is surely not. You're probably not going to have him holding it most likely anyway. It's going to be secured on his pouch in the scabbard here, but still, real diecast would have been nice, especially for an artisan figure, but nonetheless, we didn't get it here. Still a good accessory with good paint applications and weathering. Just slightly disappointing on the overall material usage. And continuing that trend, we have the longsword here from Jack in its scabbard. And unfortunately, unlike the DX15, which was released like 6 years ago, this one is plastic and not die-cast. The weathering on it is superior to the original DX15. They didn't really weather that one all that much, but for this one, good weathering, flexible, rubbery. I wish it were die-cast. Unfortunately, they didn't elect to go that route. I don't think it's going to ruin your display if you have him holding it. I just wish they went that extra mile and made it die-cast. Still, good piece, but could have been better. So here we have Jack's pistols. You can see a brown one on the left and a black one on the right. Neither of them have any action or anything like that. No movable parts. They are just one sculpted piece that you do not want to adjust for risk of breaking them, but they are pretty cool. They're intricate. I think these are going to look cool on display. I don't think these needed to be die cast. They'd probably be too heavy if they were. So I think overall these are satisfying. I may have Jack holding one of these, but for now, we'll see. And here we have the Black Pearl enclosed in a bottle. This one is much different in its paint application. There is green and blue bits that obscure the vision of the Black Pearl. In the original DX15, it was a pretty clear vision. The visibility was pretty good with the Black Pearl, which is a open bottle with some blue paint application on it. But this one is a little bit different. I actually prefer the one from the DX15 a little bit, just because I was able to see the Black Pearl a bit better. Maybe this one is more screen accurate. I do like the paint applications, but it's a little bit hard to see that thing in there, which I'm not crazy about. And here we have Jack's compass. You can see it is ripe with detail, lots of different colors and a lot of amazing details that are recaptured in 1/6 scale. You can clamp it down if you wish and close it, but I think a lot of collectors are going to have it open and have Jack holding it in some sort of display. This is one of the best accessories thus far. It's such an integral part of the character, and I really like that Hot Toys brought a lot of detail and paint application and quality here. And here we have Jack's telescope. You have a bronze and gold paint application and a black pommel here on the bottom. This is going to be a really cool accessory for people. I think overall it feels quality. It does feel a bit fragile, so you do want to be careful with it, but I think you can have Jack holding it, do some cool poses with it, and really create a really dynamic display with it. I like this accessory. It's not going to light the world on fire for me, but again, it's another worthy inclusion. So there's some added costume accessories here that are pretty cool. I believe this thing on the left here is a shark tooth, but honestly, I'm not quite sure. You can put it on Jack's belt, although I'm not sure I'm entirely going to, because I don't think it's all that necessary. And you have a strand of hair that you can attach to Jack's belt as well. Again, a nice accessory, a good inclusion, but I don't think it's going to be all that important for me. It is another wool rooted hair, I guess you could say. Another piece of hair, I guess you could say. It's pretty cool, but not all that important for me. Two little other belt costume accessories here. You have a small little head with actual rooted hair again, which is pretty cool. I like that. It's a very tiny accessory. The details are a little bit hard to capture on camera, but pretty creepy. I think that could go on his belt if you wanted it to. And of course you have a undead hand as well, which is also pretty cool. The paint applications on this one are pretty awesome. Again, these are nice little costume accessories, nice little immersion builders, character building accessories, costume accessories. For me, they're not all that important, but I do think they're pretty cool, and Hot Toys really didn't spare any expense in terms of the actual detail as far as the costume is concerned, so I like that. So these are the included hands. There are 2 gripping hands that are pre-installed on the body that we'll use in different poses, but these are the other included hands. There's a lot to work with here, and you have the paint applications with the tattoos, the iconic tattoos on the fingers, and you actually have real cloth wraps on every right hand, which is awesome. Again, not sculpted, real cloth, pretty cool. Paint application on these hands is great. You got enough to work with here, and yeah, I like these. Coming into this review, I expected the DX15 to hold its own against the Artisan Edition. While I don't feel either figure is perfect, the DX15 does not come close to the Artisan Edition from a quality perspective. The Artisan Edition has better tailoring, a stronger likeness, better paint applications, even a cooler base. Everything is improved, except a few things. We'll get to that. Looking at the likenesses side by side though, I think it's apparent which of these figures is the superior version. DX15 on the right, Artisan Edition on the left. I decided to compare the smirking faceplate for the purposes of this video, as I feel this is the one most collectors care about and will actually use. The Artisan Edition has a more realistic paint application and a much stronger likeness to Johnny Depp. The dreadlocks are better as well. There are 2 areas the DX15 beats the new Artisan figure though. The hat on the Artisan Edition is ass. It's not sculpted, it's likely made of pleather this time. Due to that, it sits horribly on the head sculpt. It never sits snug and is virtually unusable. On the DX15, the sculpted plastic hat sits flush on either the DX15 head or the Artisan head, and it's simply superior. Not sure why Hot Toys changed the hat, it's worse. The sword was also die cast on the DX15, but now it's plastic. Not the end of the world, but the die cast added that extra little bit of realism that's now missing from the Artisan version. For the top tier line from Hot Toys, using anything less than premium materials feels like the wrong choice. Looking at the bases, both are good. The shark base from the DX15 is certainly cool, but I actually prefer the pirate wheel and overall design of the new base. Simply put, I think it looks cooler and allows for more creative and fun display options. Both are great technically, but the Artisan one just has a slightly higher cool factor for me. The Artisan Edition Jack Sparrow is a really good figure, but it's not perfect. There are several things to like and a few to dislike. Starting with the negatives to get those out of the way, as I mentioned, the hat is a nightmare. Not sure why it was designed this way, but this feels like a major corner cut. It's very disappointing that the hat is pretty much unusable short of some sort of modification. I also think making the sword plastic kind of sucks. The extra bit of realism the diecast would have offered would have been nice. I'm not sure why this downgrade needed to happen. I also find the neck to be slightly too long, and the paint application on the neck is very flat. The figure looks its best when you push the head sculpt forward to conceal most of the neck, which is a game changer. Short of that, we got a real winner here. The tailoring is awesome with the ability to customize the coat with the wires at the bottom. I kind of love both looks, jacket on and jacket off. I'm likely going to display mine with the jacket on, but damn, does the jacket off look exceptional. I love the display base as well. It doesn't have an even surface for Jack to stand on, but when you put the pirate wheel in front of him, it doesn't matter. Any legs hanging off the back or sides will be concealed in any front-on display. I love the details and the presence the base commands. This is a diorama base done right. The wheel actually doesn't lock into the base, but it holds well enough. At the end of the day, it's all about the P word. Not the one that first comes to mind, but the other one, presence. This figure commands a dedicated spot on your shelf because it simply draws the eye with its realism and presence. It's the type of figure that draws the eye immediately in a display, which is what Artisan figures should be doing as their premium offerings. All that to say, I'm gonna give the Hot Toys Artisan Jack Sparrow a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you're notified anytime something cool goes live here. I'll see you in the next video.